Hey everyone, welcome back to our RSI recorded webcast series. As you all know by now, these recordings have been developed for you in support of the articles, blog posts, and podcast episodes that you can find on our new website, www.restaurantaccountingservices.com, in our resource center. There you can also find relevant restaurant industry trends and topics such as budgeting, food costing, menu engineering, labor management, hospitality compliance, and more. And just remember, if you have any questions during the presentation, go ahead and tweet them to us at RSI Operations #Wheelin' and Dealin'.
We've taken notice to restaurants having a major love affair with online marketing sites promising to place more butts in seats that contribute more dollars to your bottom line. So naturally, we decided it was time to do away with the green curtain and analyze what these sites truly mean for your business. Throughout the last month and this month, we've been doing some research and taking an in-depth look at the ins and outs of various online marketing sites for restaurants. We're talking deal of the day sites, delivery and catering sites, marketing and ordering sites, and of course all the rest.
And there are just so many to choose from now.
Everywhere.
So, in today's webcast, we're going to go ahead and run through the most popular types of these online marketing services offered to restaurants. We'll discuss the fees involved, as well as what the payment plans tend to look like within each service. Next, we'll cover all the considerations you should note when trying to decide if a deal site is right for your business or not. Finally, we'll take a look at 2 different restaurant scenarios and show you what a good fit may look like for a deal site. And lastly, all the red flags for a bad fit.
Let me start this webcast by saying this. Not all deal of the day sites, delivery or ordering, and marketing sites are bad for your restaurant. Some can be quite useful if you negotiate the proper deal and your concept lends itself to that type of marketing.
What we're here to do is just to show you the differences in each type of site and expand your knowledge on things to keep in mind before signing on that dotted line. So that being said, Kat, go ahead and dive right in.
We've split up the most popular sites we've seen restaurants use into 6 different categories. 1 being delivery services. 2, delivery and catering services. 3, marketing and ordering services. 4, discount/deal of the day services. 5, gifting services. And lastly, number 6, alternate payment services.
Let's go ahead and break these down individually now. So the first one, direct delivery services. Within this type of service, a customer orders from the service, the order then gets placed to you, and finally picked up and delivered to the customer. Note, this is going to be for a fee to you, the restaurant owner. These fees can come in as low as 10% and as high as 40% depending on the service chosen. And orders could be as small as a single menu item. In using a service like this, you can expect to receive payments as often as weekly, yet as infrequently as the month's end. And in most cases, the company placing the order is going to go ahead and take a fee out of what is deposited to you.
Delivery and catering services. These services typically satisfy larger orders or multiple meals based around business centers where large groups are meeting. There are always exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, they work much like the direct delivery services in terms of payments and fees. You're simply seeing larger orders coming in, which gives you a lot more revenue.
Marketing and ordering sites. These sites partner with restaurants in your area and promise to drive your sales up and increase your awareness in the market through their site. These guys don't typically offer delivery services, so you're going to be on your own to provide that delivery. But since they are essentially delivering you a new customer, you can expect to see a fee taken out for said service. Payments are going to go ahead and be made to you at a later date, just depending on your negotiated contract with the site.
And then we have the discount or couponing sites. On these sites, a customer makes a purchase from the offering company that in turn pays you a small fraction of what was received. You then provide a discount on your products or offer freebies when the guest comes in. The problem with this is the potential to only have coupon clippers instead of regular guests coming into your restaurant.
For online gifting sites, the customer buys a product or service for someone, which is then redeemed at your location. Simple enough. It's important to note in these scenarios that the gifting company will take any applicable fees out of the originally purchased sum and then pay you the remaining amount at a later date.
And then you have the alternate payment sites. This is a secondary batch that's aside from your regular credit card processor. These companies will have their own fees. Typically, these are used for off-site transactions such as food trucks, catering events outside of the restaurant, or online gift card merchants that intend to get you more sales.
Alright guys, so now that we've given you a brief gist of what various deal or delivery type companies are going to provide for you, let's discuss some of the considerations involved when you're looking at signing up with one of these services. First and foremost, and extremely important, you need to put your pen to the paper. Calculate out the numbers using real examples. You all know it's no secret that restaurants operate on slim margins, so make sure this deal is going to help and not hinder you. You want a pro tip? A good way to test this out is to take your top 10 sellers and plug in each menu item to the deal. Now, after doing that, think, is this feasible when you consider in the associated fees involved? Will the payment plan work within your advertising budget each month? You should also look at your food costs after running the numbers. And as we've said before, we'll say it again and again, the math doesn't lie. So after doing the math, does this deal even make sense for you?
So you've looked at the deal from the restaurant's point of view. Now let's look at it from a customer standpoint. Is this deal actually worth anything to them? Are you fulfilling a need through this deal that you couldn't otherwise fulfill without it?
A good example of this is going to be a delivery service if you've got no way of delivering. Maybe that delivery service is going to help you bring more revenue and therefore you are offering something you couldn't do without. So next, assess your menu. If you're looking into a delivery deal, it's absolutely essential you understand if your menu even lends itself to traveling well. Another pro tip, go ahead and test it. You're going to need to fire a dish, put it in your normal to-go packaging, and then let it sit for at least 30 minutes. After that 30 minutes is up, open your container and test it. Now, is the integrity of your product still up to par for your standards?
Again, if you're looking into delivery, you need to remember the additional costs that go hand in hand with it. You'll have to purchase to-go packaging for marketing purposes, as well as any other materials that need to go along with it.
Now, brand loyalty. You all know you are your brand. So before signing on the dotted line for any of these deals, you need to think about how this is going to reflect upon your brand. Are you going to be building repeat loyal patronage, or will you be creating a culture full of once-in coupon clippers?
Speaking of repeat customers, what about your regulars? How will this deal affect your regulars? Will it scare them off? How are you going to show them that you value their patronage?
And don't forget about the crowds. At any time you create a deal, there's the possibility of a major influx of customers within that given deal time. So to give them a great experience and make them want to come back again, staffing is key. Ensure that you've scheduled your staff properly to accommodate these crowds.
Last, and certainly not least, it's essential to negotiate the deal to benefit both you and your customers.
Highly important. You need to think about both angles. Good marketing strategies only come with a solid plan. This includes realizing what the ROI will be for any campaign that you run. If you can't obtain measurable results, then how the heck do you know that your money is even well spent?
So an example of a well thought out marketing approach would be partnering up with a delivery service if your menu lends itself to traveling. Not only will this give you added exposure on their website, but it will also allow you to control how you want to promote your brand. We've seen clients that have been very successful doing this and have increased weekly sales of over 10% without sacrificing any added labor dollars or quality of their product. This is only achieved by being able to control the delivery hours and the menu items that they're offered for delivery. With this in mind, you can staff accordingly and ensure that the food arrives up to your standards. Another thing to consider is how frequently you receive the revenue from the delivery service. If they can give you your money on a weekly basis, well, this is a no-brainer, as you're never waiting more than 7 days to get paid. Another goal of the delivery service may be to drive in-house business. If you include a coupon specific to dining in the restaurant next time, you may develop even more brand loyalty that you can measure with the frequency of the specific comp you set up in the point-of-sale system that relates to the delivery promotion. In this example, the triangle effect of good for the guest, good for the team, and good for profit has been achieved. So hey, great fit.
So now for the not so great fit. If you don't do your due diligence and you fall prey to a savvy salesperson who shows up at your restaurant, then you certainly run the risk of doing more harm to your business than good. An example of this would be maybe, a discounting service that touts a deal of the day that the customer just can't refuse. So the problem with these promotional campaigns is that it has the ability to damage your brand as well as deter any loyalty that may come with first-time guests who just jump from deal to deal. In addition to this, The deep discounting that you encounter will oftentimes significantly raise your food and labor costs, which in turn decreases any potential profit that you would have made without seemingly giving your product away. If the math isn't done on this one, the discount can skyrocket to 40%. That's humongous. This can also be a huge turnoff to guests as it may appear that you're desperate for business. So, if you are considering this type of marketing, you may want to go ahead and limit the day, times, and menu items involved with this campaign. This will at least allow you to have some control over when you want to drive traffic to your restaurant, the times when you really need it, and are staffed accordingly to handle it.
So we hope we've been able to provide you with some food for thought when the next sales rep comes through the door trying to get you to sign up for the next new hot delivery service or daily deal service. Just remember, we're here to educate and assist you with best practices, insider tips, and even the same tools that we offer to our clients. If you have any questions about what we do or find this information relevant to your own restaurant, please don't hesitate to reach out to us and request a demo.